Ventisca, Osteonisus, Hera, Hermesicarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Epasos, Ashalalala, Susus, Minerva, Ecobubus. I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventisca, Osteonisus, Hera, Hermesicarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Epasos, Ashalalala, Susus, Minerva, Ecobubus. I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventiscus, Hera, Hermesicarus, I love Aphrodite, Ventiscus, Hera, Hermesicarus, I love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, couscous, couscous. Love it, 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 I love it when you cook it. Love it, 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 love, I love it when you cook it. Love it, love, I love it, love, I love it, love, I love it when you love it, love it, love, I love it when you cook it. Love it, love, I love it, love, I love it, love, love, I love it, love it, love, I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventus, Chaos, Dionysus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Ephasos, Ashalalala, Sisters, Minerva, Ichabubus. I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventus, Chaos, Dionysus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Ephasos, Ashalalala, Sisters, Minerva, Ichabubus. I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventus, Cuscus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, I love Aphrodite, Ventus, Cuscus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, I love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, couscous, couscous.
A very good afternoon to everyone present today in the session. I welcome you all for this wonderful session today, and I extend a very warm welcome to our speaker today, Mr. Rahul Krishna. So, on the behalf of the entire team of JD Institute of Fashion Technology, I, Dr. Indu Gupta, welcome Mr. Rahul to the session today. So let us get to know a bit about the speaker today, and then we take forward the session further. I hope I'm clearly audible and clearly visible as well. So I would request all my lovely JDs to keep their videos on throughout the session, and we will be having a question and answer round at the end of the session. So you'll be most welcome to clear any of your doubts, any of your queries, which you would want to get a clarification on. So let us start the session today with the introduction of the speaker. So Mr. Rahul Krishna, an MBA with more than 16 years of experience of working with CMM level 5 companies, has joined us here today to guide you for resume building session. He is the founder of Write My CV, a company focused on resume building. With his expertise in this field, he will be talking about the important aspects of making a resume, keeping the employer's perspective in mind. He will also guide you about the types of fonts, the font sizes, the layouts, structuring of the resume, the SEOs, and the job enriching content which best suits you for your focused career and job progression. So here we welcome him, Mr. Rahul Krishna. So I would like to hand it over to you.
Hello, how are you guys? I'll just try to share the screen now, right? So here we go. So why it is so much important, to have a CV? Can anybody, it is a question here. So anybody would like to answer this question? Why CV is much important? Okay. A CV is, it is very important to have a very, very focused CV where, people, have, just hold on, somebody is actually coming here. Yeah. So I was saying that, a lot of, people have, a misconception that, CV can be copied, right? In the Indian context, CVs are never made originally, right? Like we as a CV writing company, we, ask everybody to, since you are a student, a fresh threshold you have. So, we would wish that all of you guys, should make your original CV. But what happens is, at the front of the recruiter, when the recruiter comes, he's not interested in your CV anymore because all the CVs have the same format, same language. So nothing great about your CV, right? So in this session, we would be, talking about, how to make a CV. What are the key bullet points to keep in mind while we are creating one CV? So that's our website, writemycv.in. So, would be talking about these templates here, right? So a parallax is there here. So, these are the kind of CVs we generally make, right? So we will be talking to you one by one on the CVs part, okay? Now, that's our logo, a punchline: life gets better by change, not by chance. So, you need to actually bring a step forward to make your CV look, outstanding, right? You need to make a change in yourself. So, explaining about the template, we have, the first one I would like to show you is a template by the name of Steve Chris. Now, Steve, has been a person who is always doing into, front-ending positions. He's an agile coach. So, talking about this CV, the layout and the structuring of the CV is done in a way that, it is absolutely complementing, right? So if you see a very, very small experience, cycle is there on the left hand side. And if you see the right hand side, a small, small words, about what Steve is, okay? And then a photograph would complement it to it. Now, if you talk about Steve Chris, while you see the name here, right, you can actually put your qualifications out here as well. Since you guys are not experienced that much, so once, you will earn more qualifications and, you do better things in life. So this gives absolutely, a targeted approach to the recruiter. Right hand side, this section would cover the contact details, right? Coming back if you go down below, the experience is there. So even, we can just show you. We can write the experience part from ESPN. He worked, as a agile coach, and from agile coach from ESPN, he has worked till Abbott Labs. It is actually a good journey for him. But yes, in this, experience, what we could do is we could reverse the experience. So the ESPN is the latest experience, so we could put it, on the top, right? Now, coming back on the About Me section, here we would be writing about Steve, about a sentence or a two sentence, and a photograph should complement it, right? Hobbies section, in this template, hobbies section is there, because, this CV belongs to the creative genre of profiles. So we can actually go ahead and, create the hobby section as well. Now, coming on the education part, the basic structuring of the CV lies in the design aspect, right? So if we go about, if you see the design aspect of the CV, right? You see everything is an absolutely, at a picture perfect place, right? So coming back on the education, we describe the education by circles, right? So, high school circle, we depict it as a circle. Then the graduation, BA Economics in 1997. Another milestone coming at, the International School of IT in 2000. So on and so forth, we could actually, make the education look like, as more of a graphical representation out here. Now, moving forward, we have the skills part. We have the skills part. So now the skills have been, kept in mind where, say, if these are 6 skills, so we would appreciate you can have maybe 4 of your technical skills, 4 of your hardcore technical skills on the top 4, and the last 2 could be your interpersonal skills. And you could actually evaluate from a score of 10, and how many points you would give to every skill. That can be done. We have the language part. So if anyone knows more than one language, it could be better for them. Or otherwise, we could actually go ahead and, edit the section to a more precise way. So that is one. So Steve is one. So you guys can actually, read here in the PPT. So this CV is a photo CV. Not every CV can have a photograph, right? Moving on to the next, CV template, would be Kriti. Now, every CV has its own layout. So, I mean, if we see while we log into www.writemycv.in, so you see a lot many CVs here, right? So we've just covered Steve Chris. We are going to start with Kriti. So you see, every document, every CV has a different layout, and the strength of every document lies in the eyes of the beholder, right? So somebody would like Steve, or maybe somebody would like Rupa, right? Or maybe Shiva as well. So every CV has their own strengths and weaknesses. So coming back on the second one, which is Kriti. So what we'll do is we can take this from here. Oh, I think it's not. Yeah, we can just do it from here. Yeah. So here on the, just hold on. Yeah. So if we talk about Kriti, Kriti is a website developer, right? And here we are going to talk about this CV as well, right? So every CV has a different layout and a target audience. Yeah. So Kriti is a website developer. Of course, if you have any other qualification, you can write up here. Straight away, coming onto the experience part, where simplified interactive is the name of the organization she works with, and she's a backend developer. So you see this arrow. So this arrow is the rhyming feature in this document, right? So you can just state your experience part, your skills part, your language part, your education, your interest. Now that's a wonderful, infographic representation of your personality. That is the strength of the CV. So, I mean, if you see, the design element is the main thing of a website developer. Web, the person works on the web and print both. Photo, sport, music. So, that's an overall, introduction of this person, Kriti. So we can move on the second one here. Yeah. Shiva is the one, Shiva Hariharan. That's the most, of course, it is a minimal CV, those two, Steve and Kriti, were infographic, and Shiva is a minimal CV. Now, what you can do is you can create a sleek career graph in keeping your CV fast, free, focus on your accomplishments. So basically, of course, you see the template of Shiva here. So you see, in the profile section, we actually, create probably about 3 paragraphs or maybe four paragraphs with short lines, right? The message should go across that, what kind of a person Shiva is. So generally, starting by the CV, like Shiva has about 10 years of experience into information technology industry, specializing into, cards and payments. You can start your CV like this, and then moving forward, you can talk about your, your workspace, strategies, your work strategies. So a small profile would do a lot more than words can do. Profile section is there. After profile, you have the skills section. Now, do you see the skills section? Let me just open Shiva's CV. Just hold on. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, I think you would be able to see the CV in detail, right? So now you see the skills part here. Some lines are big and some lines are small. Just for the only reason that Shiva Hariharan has actually rated himself out of 5. So it is very, very helpful for the recruiter to assess on the skills, right? So it makes the document very, very interactive in nature. So now you actually imagine the CV is actually talking to the recruiter. Now, profile, skills, if you have some publications, if you have, if you have a habit of writing, if you have a link on the World Wide Web, you can just, paste the link here in the publications. Now, straight away coming on to the experience part, work for 5 organizations. The duration part is mentioned, the name of the organization, and what are the prominent designations you work for. And writing, small lines about what you've done, right? Say probably, say about 5, should be about 5 organizations spent from 2005 till about present. It's about 15 years of experience, right? Could be very, very difficult and challenging that you are actually explaining your 3 years, 4 years work in just 2 sentences. So that could be a challenge. But as a job role, as what you are currently handling, that could be written. Now, on the experience part, coming down on the education and certifications. Now, on the education and certification, you have all the degrees and the certifications enlisted here, right? Which university you've done, and the location of that industry. Sorry, the university, right? So if it is Anna University and the job location is India, then what kind of degree you've done? Bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. And then on the right hand side, you see the duration you've covered. So they're very, very small text boxes that you actually make, and then you have the placement done. Then travel readiness. I mean, if you have a work visa, you can just do that. So I think, we have almost covered the Shiva's, template even. So all these, templates, they are the bestseller templates till now, right? So the next one on the PPT is Puja. Now, education, skills, and awards. That's another minimalistic CV design. Now, actually, the basic structuring and the layout of the CV actually, it is actually revolving on three things: education, skills, and awards. So every template has their strengths, right? So if we open Puja, so just go ahead. Yeah. So if we talk about, we just go ahead and write, some summary here, like Devyani, about the person. So the opening statement, it should be, should have very important words. You need to choose, you need to choose the right words in the opening statement of a CV. So you can say that you are energetic, passionate, you are a college student, working towards, your education, your fashion designing course at JD. So you are actually aiming to use your knowledge in economics and financial stability to satisfy my internship at your company. So here we say that, it's quite a satisfying line, right? So it creates an aim that, you need to apply for an internship as well in the sentence. Now it says that, you have the ability to work in a flexible team environment, including functional groups outside department, exceptional verbal and written communication, presentation, and interpersonal skills. That could be a very, very short and sweet, profile section. And then coming on towards your education, skills, and awards. So the name of the template is Minimal CV2. And with our code, education, skills, and awards. These are the three things. I mean, if people have all these three skills, we could highlight all these skills here. So if you talk about, education is being mentioned, in a particular way. So we follow a rhyming, work. So if it is BSc Economics and Finance, Ashoka University, location Sonipat, expected graduation is June, because since you are applying for an intern, I guess you are all final year students, right? Who are just passing out your course. So again, I mean, if you see the class 10th, 12th, and BSc. Moving on to the right, we have the skills part. You can choose your own skills, right? Out of about 7 to 8 skills, 4 would be interpersonal skills and 4 would be more into technical, right? Any awards you have, you've won in the school team, in sports, in music, or any other thing. So that can be written in this area, and that's the award section. Now coming down below, the relevant projects. So here with, I mean, if you have worked with more and more organizations as an intern, if you've done some summer trainings in your career, maybe that, if you've done, some social work as well. So here's the time to mention that, because you guys don't have anything to write in your in your own CV, because I mean, if you haven't done any internships, then probably the kind of social work you've done, which depicts your work. So here on the following, here you can write the conferences and the workshops. So of course, you have a lot of, workshops at your college. So I think students are participating there as well. So you can just write a paragraph about it, right? So we have covered the minimal tool as well as a, I mean, if you see the layout and the structuring, in every CV, I'm actually, pointing upon the layout and the structuring of every CV is different, right? So here, this one only revolves on education, skills, and awards. This is what it only revolves into. That is an absolute, professional template for freshers. I would recommend this to all the JDians to have this kind of a template. So moving on to the last template here, this is, a perfectly clean and clear minimalistic CV design. So where's Rupa? Yeah, that's Rupa. Yeah. So basically, Rupa is a certified Scrum Master. She stays in New York. So basically here in this template, you see the heading Rupa Prakash. She is a technology lead and she's a certified Scrum Master. I mean, if you see the right-hand side section, that means nothing, right? It means nothing. This is just a design element. This is just a design element here. Or maybe we can say only R, not P, or maybe R and P both. Here in this, we would write a small career abridgment section, which creates, more of a, ambitious and a goal-driven professional with about 14 years of experience in implementing best practices in managing projects, handling onshore and offshore developments. So basically, you are actually seeing the kind of language which is being used in the CV. It is so organized. The language is so organized that, the person on the other hand, while they actually start reading these lines, they would actually fall in love with this data. The first impression what goes to the recruiter is that Rupa is a very, very organized and orated person. The kind of English, the kind of language which is written here, that would, bring a new, stand in your first impression. The kind of, first impression is going to make the CV is absolutely a wonderful piece. So we just write about 4 to 5 sentences here, okay? And then straight away coming on to the experience part, like she works for AT&T, Infosys, Austin, Texas. She's a Scrum Master. And, these are all the bullet points here you see. I'm sure, with you people, you might not have those many lines, but yes, the lines can be created. The kind of, knowledge you have, the amount of knowledge you have accumulated within the institute, right? That would, make us write a few lines for few people here, right? Now, coming on to the next assignment, Infosys Bangalore. So basically, it is very, very understandable here that Infosys Bangalore, she used to work with Infosys Bangalore, and she was sent to Infosys Austin, Texas, by the company, right? From 2014 to 14 till present, she is in US. So coming on to the right hand side, you have the contact details, you have the skills part. Now, I mean, if you see the skills part, now all the skills are measurable again in nature. They are all, different skills, and all these different skills have been actually rated out of 5. So out of 5, some are 3, some are 4. We don't prefer to mention the skills, I mean, if you're less than 3. So let's not mention the skills which were less than 3, right? Then the second page follows the same thing, right? So basically coming back on the layout and the structuring of the CV. Yeah. Now, I mean, if you see, every CV has a different layout, right? So I think, we have one more, template, I would say. Yeah. So we have another template, which was not included in the PPT, right? So this is a very, very basic template, that is only for freshers, right? So basically, Jubilee Arora is a fresher. She has been, you can just read, the starting. Like Jubilee has completed B.Tech in civil engineering, proficient in finding, and I mean, the language has to be very much polished. The education and certification part is there. The internships are there. That's a one-page CV. That is another, CV we have. So coming on to the PPT, this is, a perfect, clean and clear minimalistic template 3. So today we have gone through, 5 CV templates, which is, Steve and Kriti were infographic, right? Let me show you once again. So Steve is an infographic template wherein, the information is being shown to the people graphically, right? It creates a different impression altogether. Kriti, same infographic. The impression goes, altogether a different. I mean, you guys have to stand out of the lot. Once you have an outstanding CV, then and only then you would be able to stand out of the lot. So a minimalistic CV is a text CV wherein, Shiva is the bestseller template. So Steve is the bestseller in infographic. Shiva Hariharan is the bestseller in the minimal category, right? So there are 2 types of CVs in the market. One is a textual CV, and the other one is an infographic CV. A textual CV is an example of a minimal CV, what you guys have seen. It's just that, the template of Shiva is being very, very attractive. So we actually divide the page into 2 parts. So one is the profile section, and the other one is the experience. So this is how, we take the approach. So in all our CVs, we actually divide the page. Like here in Kriti's, CV, the page is divided into 2, like the experience and the skills part. The Steve Chris one, you know, they have divided the experience and the about us page. So dividing the page into two would give the best, the best information gathering on only on one page. That should be the case. Again, in this CV, we have divided the page into three: education, skills, and awards, so that we are able to keep up the maximum information. Here in this Rupa's CV, we actually see that the page has been divided into two, but not much. So probably it is 70 and 30%. So 30% goes into the skills part with the interaction, and the 70% goes as a normal page. This is actually what we do. So basically, as an organization, Write My CV is building careers and expanding the horizons of the candidates globally, right? So that's something about our organization, right? And you guys want to reach me at any point of time to make any of your CV or any of your documents, I'm more than happy to answer all your queries. So these are my contact details, right? So, Dr. Indu, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm very much there.
We can just open the round for questions. I mean, if people have questions here.
Sure. So, Jaden, in case you have any queries, you can please type that out in the chat box. Or you can raise your hands, I'll come back to you and unmute. I believe, okay, I see a raised hand. Sam, you can type that out in your chat box.
Actually, ma'am,
I see another raised hand, Sonali. Sonali, you can also type that out in the chat box. Your query will take that up.
Feel free to ask me any of your doubts while
Absolutely, because all your queries, you should definitely clear that out right away, because CV or the resume is something which is the first step once you try to enter the professional world. So this first step has to be formulated very, very nicely, very up to the mark. So any queries, anything, you're most welcome to ask. It would be great.
Dr. Nobody has questions here.
Yes, we see some in the chat box. I'll read that out. Okay, so couple of them. I see a question from Sanjay asking, what if my content does not fit in one page?
That's okay. The content, can be divided into, many sections of the page. On one page, you can create as many sections you want. In a case where, if you need the second page, so take the second page, should not be a problem. But yes, the second, you should be able to fill the second page at least 50%. It should not be like, you're just, taking the second page for just a quarter. At least a half of the page has to be filled with your accomplishments, with your special interests. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope, Sanjay, that's answered. Ritika is asking us, what software is good for making a CV?
I would say no software makes good CVs, right? CV is basically a creation. It is basically a design factor. So I will just give you a very small example. Like the way you guys work, first you have to have a visualization of the idea. Then you need to make a concept, what fabric you want to choose, what are the tools, what is the design, make a creative, and then things look much familiar. Likewise, a CV is more about telling a story. Your story has to be very good. There has to be a story given to everybody, so that you need to actually get on to that story, start thinking visually, and then put it on words, and then just start writing it. I'm sure that many of the people, or in fact just 5% of the people in the world, they know only how to make a CV. Otherwise, people are not good in making CVs. So maybe a software engineer or maybe a designer, he's very good in visualization, in the color scheme, in anything what they do. But when it comes to language, not everyone is expressive as much. So you just need to have a wonderful template and the design.
True that. So, Sant, I'll come back to your query in a little while, and I'll take up a couple of other queries which are pretty much similar in nature. So, a lot of students would want to know that which template is better for freshers and what all they should include, because they do not have an experience to mention there in the CV.
Okay. Well, I would say a template, I've shown you templates. So Pooja Rana's template is a freshers template. In fact, Steve Chris, the infographic CV template could also be a good template for the freshers. It is we who actually can, all these templates are, quite flexible in nature. We know how to make this for freshers. We know how to make it much more detailed for people, right? So any of the template is good for freshers, but specifically speaking, Pooja Rana and Steve Chris are good for freshers.
That's right. And Kurbani, I think your question is also pretty much related to the same thing, because they all are, about to enter the industry. I think pretty much same kind of queries they have in their mind, that being a fresher, what should they include in the CV? So which I think sir has already answered that. And I'll see in case we have any other question there. Okay, so another one I'll take up from the chat. Kuti is asking, what kind of template would you suggest for a fashion student out of the templates that we have seen? Kuti is asking that what kind of template would you suggest for a fashion student who's a fresher? Okay.
Because infographic templates are actually for designers, for people who are creating pictures. So you have to run
That's wonderful. So do we have any more queries, students? I am seeing that in the chat. Okay. Okay, Prachi wants to know, is it relevant if we add school sports achievements?
Sports achievements we are talking about.
Yes.
Absolutely. In a fresher CV, anything and everything is very much good. So if it is it has to be an achievement, whether it is academic, sports, music, or any other thing, that would actually grow up more words in your CV. Because the most challenging part of a fresher is that what to write. That is the problem. People are not able to write anything because they haven't done anything. So the achievements part is something which is very much required. So jot down all the achievements on a piece of paper and then present it in a way that it should be. And I think you should write.
Absolutely. And can we include like a extracurricular activities section there to mention
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Curricular activities. You have a passion for photography, wildlife photography, or maybe if you are a fashion photographer, uh, or whatever it is. So you can just jot down your aspirations. Even, I mean, it's not good to make your aspirations on your CV, but yes, you have to tweak a little. I mean, if you want to do something, and if you want to show, I mean, you can also show off in your CV, but at the same time, you can handle that. If you're able to handle it properly, then it's good. It's fine. Yeah. I think we lost Dr. Indu. So any other questions for me, students?
Okay, good evening. I think Dr. Indu is trying to.
Yes.
There are few more questions that I see.
Yes, please.
Should we write our strength and weaknesses? Prachi is asking that.
Strength and weakness, yes. Strengths and weaknesses can be covered in the profile section. The kind of words you choose, that you are an aggressive person, or you are an energetic person, you're energetic, talented, and highly adaptable. So you can use these words in the profile summary, but not in anywhere else.
Dr. Gupta has come in. I think she'll take it forward now.
Yes, Dr. Gupta.
Thank you so much, Deepti. I'm so sorry, got a little internet hitch at my end. Let me see in case we have another question in chat. As of now, I do not see another question. So I believe I missed out on a bit of a part in between. But do we have any other question from the Jadians? I can take that up in case you have any
I
queries.
think there is a question regarding what color and what font should be used. Sanchi is asking that.
Okay, all right. So you can answer that. Thank you, Ms. Deepti.
Well, I would say the color has to be, black and white CV. Should not use colors in it, because it looks more fancy, CV. I mean, as far as my experience is concerned, I don't use colors, right? Steve is a infographical CV. If you want to use any color, then use the color blue, or otherwise let's be black and white. And the font size, it could be a Calibre font. That actually depends on the template, because whatever templates I have shown you, we use Lato, we use Mascarenas, we use a lot of other fonts, right? So these are all different templates. These are all designer templates. So a Calibre with a size of 10 should be fine, I would say. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Jadis, any more queries?
Any other questions, Dr. Indu?
Yeah, I think we again lost her. I'm sorry. And I just read again. Okay, it also has Prachi as another question. That's the last question. Let's take that up. We
Okay.
can make up, can we use Word or PowerPoint as a medium to make the CV?
PowerPoint. Okay. PowerPoint can be used, but you would have some problem in the printing. While you are taking a printout of a PPT, the page layout of the slide is pretty different. Unless and until you actually put it in PPT, then convert into a PDF, and then you make a printout. Or otherwise, it is highly suggested that you should go for a Word file. Word file is highly prescribed to it.
Yes, true, because PowerPoint can have while taking the print, the index would vary, the format would change. So
Yes, it
CV
might.
formats are better off in Word file.
Yeah.
So, so Prachi is thanking you. So I
Thank
think
you.
that's the last question that has come in. And thank you so much, Mr. Rahul.
All
I
right.
think Dr. Gupta wanted to give a thank you note, but I think she's trying to log in again. So meanwhile, I'm thanking you for an amazing session. I'm sure our students have benefited a lot from this CV making because that is the most important thing these days. And with this CV is basically an introduction to a person. So आप मिलने से पहले you come to know about a person after reading the CV correctly. So thank you so much, Mr. Rahul, for joining us. It was a great pleasure. In case we have any further queries, we'll get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay, have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Aphrodite, Ventus, Chaos, Dionysus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Ephasos, Ashalalala, Sisus, Minerva, Incubus. I love it when you couscous. Aphrodite, Ventus, Chaos, Dionysus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Ephasos.